We are about to start. This is Robot Nuke. Now let's hear it for the man, the myth and the legend in his own head, Eric Nuke Hudson.
Hey, it's Nuke Hudson. And I'm gonna just can't sing that song, man. So we are here another week. Got a few little things to talk to you about. I figured some of you may want to be here instead of listening to the bibble babble BS over on the presidential debate. I debated about canceling this. It's like, man, they say 60% of America is going to be watching the debate tonight. Then I went, well, 40% don't care because they know they're both lying. So come on in here. Let's go ahead, go through, figure out what's going on. Then we'll talk about a little bit what's going on in those. Maybe I'll look at the debate and we'll see what's happening. They're supposed to be fact checking everyone tonight. I can't wait to see who it gets fact checked, and then the one who gets fact checked is gonna be going like, oh, they're the fact checkers are need to be fact checked. Well, anyway, I'm back with my Bloody Marys, and we're going to talk about the everything's going on in real estate this week. We'll debate it. Somebody please hit that comment, and we'll find out what's going on. Let us start going through this real quick. So, because we are at the end of the month, see where I can put myself. Should I put myself here? Maybe do here. Okay. Since we are at the end of the month, what's going to happen is we're at the 95% solution. So we can see what's going on in the market now. And let's figure out if we are going to be disappointed or not. So let's go ahead and go into the residential search. And we are going to start to see what's out there. Let's break it down for single family townhomes. So right now, in the MLS catchment area, we have 4,346 available. Let's compare that against end of the month of, oh my goodness, 3,869. So more and more coming on the market right now. So we have more homes for the condos and townhomes because they could combine them. So I got to combine. Okay, what is going on? I can't combine them. Oh, there we go. That control button does not seem to be working. So 1462 compared to 1324. So our numbers are going up. Interesting. So we had 1.6 months of inventory, 1.9. Let's see what these prices are looking like. So I'm going to just take this on down. Let's go to sold so far this month. And we'll just stick with condos and townhomes. So 512 sold so far this month compared to, oh my goodness, 690. So 512, 690, a little bit. This looks like we're going to have fewer condos and townhomes sold. Let's see what that price looks like. Ooh, look at this. 285, 250, which is down. So this was a record high here. 295 down to 285 for the median price. Median is the most accurate number because you have stuff like this 2.6 million and stuff like that. It just really throws stuff off. That is half disheartening. Let's go ahead and go back here for a sec. We're going to go ahead and take a look at single family. 1726 compared to 2401. That is, no matter how you put it, it's going to be down. So we're going to see some interesting numbers. So first of all, I don't know how the news is going to interpret this. Unless something just a Hail Mary comes in, we're looking at 10,000 down on the median price of condos and townhomes. Looking at sales way down on single family houses. And if we go in, we look at the results, go into the stats. 475. So it held steady to what we did the last time around. So the news is going to report that we had fewer homes sold, but the prices are going up. And it's really interesting. We're going to have to see what happens with the under contracts and stuff, because as you know, interest rates have gone down. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Hold on a second. Okay, so should have had this up to begin with. So, hold on, what is it? Mortgage News Daily. So let's see what she gets us. So right now, according to Mortgage News Daily, 30-year fix is 705, so that's pretty decent. VA 6.49. I'm sorry, FHA 6.49, VA 6.5. I mean, they're not great, but they are better than they were. VA and FHA actually were a little bit better than that, had a better spread a few months back, but it's not a killer. There's almost enough where it takes away some incentives that you get from some places. I've talked about this once before. I work with lenders and they probably get mad with me saying stuff like this, but you're supposed to find the best rate possible. And I've only found one place that has a really great rate, but you got to be a veteran. I do not, I do not represent them. I am not in any kind of program with them. The only thing I have is an account there. And I'm going to be very honest. Dealing with them as a realtor is tough. But I'm talking to you as a consumer right now. They got the lowest rates, period. Them and PenFed. Those two are really good for you if you're trying to get good rates and you're a veteran. So let's go ahead and get on back here. Let's see. Let's share this. And get on back. Let's see. Answer a couple of questions. As far as what's so far, because some people have asked these questions. So let's just go through them. Single families, 880 have sold. And let's see here. If we break it down, let's see, you got pools, 439 sold pools because everybody moves to Vegas. They want a pool. Let's see what is happening with the repos. Still pretty low, only 14. Short sales, still pretty low at 7. But this is only for single family. Foreclosure commenced, low at 4. So right now the market is still very strong. Don't have too much to worry about right there. So is there any stats that somebody wants to know? Please just drop them here. Got a couple of people looking. Let's see. Let's look at the sold terms. So we'll just keep it breezy at single family. So cash out of that 1726 were 429. Conventional, which is going to be the lion's share, 827. FHA 308, and dragging it down is my favorite. That's what I work with. VA 129. Service has its privileges. You have a lower rate, no mortgage insurance. So there we go. So let's see. Anything that anybody's interested? No questions so far. I'll just keep my eyes peeled over here. Uh, I'll spend this time a little bit. I'm just going to talk about it, and it's about working for your best interest. Like I said last week, I had a lender who talked a person out of buying a house because it was a new build. They were paying the person's closing cost and buying down their interest rate. The person just got in their head, got in their head, got in their head. And the entire purpose is because they knew they were going to get it. So they're just like, I've got to try to save where I can get some money out of this. And it's just really, I don't know. I can't stand it in some ways. Not in some ways. I can't stand it in any ways whatsoever. And it gets worse. So the lender talks this person out of buying a new build. And then we get, talks them into, so that first of all, the new bill with the interest rate buy down and everything would have been the payments they could have stood for. In order to get a house or anything that was equivalent, they probably would have had to go into a townhome instead of a house. The townhome would have been significantly less because townhomes have higher HOA fees. Convinces them this is the best for them. We're going through this, and person's like, well, I really don't have. I go through like the closing costs because now it's going to be harder for someone to find their closing costs. I'm just hesitating here, right? So at some point, the lender says, okay, if you use us, we can kind of do this much in closing costs to help you out, even though it didn't address the buy down of the interest rates. I say, well, since they talked you out of buying this new bill where they would have paid your closing cost and would have bought down your interest rate, will you ask them if now that you're buying a regular house and they done convinced you of this and you just gave up your slot? They actually had a slot. We had a sign in time and everything. Will they continue to give the amount that they promised to help with your closing cost? Person calls me back, so they're not giving me closing cost anymore because they didn't have anything to compete against. And it's just really sad that this stuff happens. As a matter of fact, I got one from lender other day, and the person calls me up. So I know this lender in particular does not work with down payment assistance programs. By the way, someone remind me, I need to do a video on down payment assistance programs, the current ones. Matter of fact, I got an update training that I'm going to that supposedly covers all of the latest for down payment assistance programs. Matter of fact, there's this new one. You don't have to be a first time buyer. There's no income limits. I got to really get into there and talk to them. Person is not contacting me back so I can get some more information on it. But it's crazy. Down payment assistance program. Sometimes the crazy ones are. I'll talk about one in a second here. So anyway, the person goes, well, the lender told me that there's some kind of, assistance for me because I really don't have the money for closing costs. A lot of people don't. I'm like, okay, so I finally get a hold of the lender because I really want to know what this program was where they now participate because they hadn't been participating in the state programs before. Start spouting out their bibble babble BS instead of answering a straight question. I mean, I got to sit here and answer it. I mean, just like, yes, bam, bam, bam. Then it finally comes in and it's like, no, it's a loan that's at a higher interest rate I mean, I can't quote an interest rate. I'm not the lender. They wouldn't even tell me. It's like, oh, the bill. Well, it depends on this, it depends on that, it depends on this, depends on that. Bottom line, it was a loan. That was going to be a higher interest rate that you're paying, and it's not like rolled in or anything. It's a separate loan for the down payment closing costs. You know what a true first-time home buyer program is, or assistance program? It's a grant. A grant that after you own the house for a certain period of time, usually around here about 3 or 4 years, that you don't have to repay. It doesn't roll into a loan, doesn't do any of this stuff. There's no back ending. It's a grant. But these banks are starting to come up with this crazy, crazy stuff. But they're separate loans. And that just gives us kind of like, and I was telling you guys last week about, this program. I'll tell you the name. It's called NACA. So one day, this lady in our firm, we were just taking this bus trip out to Pahrump to look at new homes, and I was talking to her, and she goes, "Yeah, it's been great. I just closed 3 transactions with NACA," and I was like, "Wait a minute, NACA? Are we supposed to avoid that? It's bad." She's like, "Who told you that?" Well, this certain lender told me that. She goes like, lenders don't make any money off of NACA. They fund their own stuff. They're self-funded. So a lender makes no money. Of course, they want to keep you away from it. This is what I'm talking about. When you're out doing these things, you got to think about look at what I'm into, what I'm talking about. Research, because I get plenty of times where people go in my comments talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Trust me, if you were to really go research, you'll find out I'm dropping some straight dope on you. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm about to go into this one right now. So I did this reaction video. I found that some of the comments that I had were it was interesting. Like, if you tick off enough people, more than likely you said something right. Because I got the kind of comments I got were kind of like, you agree with everything that the person said. That was one of them. Who cares on that one? But it's like, did you really look at the video? I didn't agree with everything the person said. The second one actually was like, you agree with every one they said, you're hating or something. Whatever. I want to have some thick skin here. And this is what I'm talking about. So this individual, I don't have crap against the dude. Okay. I'm just reacting to one of his videos because a lot of these people are putting out these super negative videos and they're incorrect. As a matter of fact, I have a YouTube coach, and YouTube coach said you should follow these guys and put out the same bibble babble BS because it sells. Am I looking at what sells or what the truth is? So here's one I pointed out in the video. And by the way, he's a lender. A lender. Go through here and look at all the negativity. There's nothing in here that's positive about anything. This is a video I commented on here. But have you noticed something? And it took me a minute to notice this. Home sellers are mad, housing crash, triple taxes. Homeowners are begging you to buy their homes. You know what? He's actually right. So this is what I'm talking about. He was right on stuff like this because in Florida right now, things are bad. And do you know why? There is a crisis. And the crisis in Florida has to do with the insurer of last resort. They're going out, they're going bankrupt. So nobody can get insurance. Hurricane season's about to pop up, and no one can get insurance. Taxes are up. People living in condos are starting to get $250,000 assessments. Can you imagine opening your mail and getting a bill for $250,000? This is what's happening in Florida, and that's why things are going bad. And that's why you see all these price cuts in Florida. There's something behind it. But you take one part of the country of something that's going on that's just out there, and then you just say, yep, everything's going bad everywhere. Well, it's not. And like the comments, I mean, I know there are people out there, they want the price to drop 30% so they can buy. So what if it dropped 30%? You still got high ass interest rates. Someone who bought at the bottom of the interest rate market would pay less in monthly than you are buying 30% off. It is what it is. I gotta stop preaching. I'm gonna start just doing my thing because nobody seems to want to listen to the truth. It's like I get a negative comment on one of my a TikTok I did. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to get educated. And it was obvious the person is a solar salesman because it was about solar. I've been wanting to do a video, but if I do a video on solar, it'll have to be like 3 hours because of all the stuff I've learned. The more I learn about solar, the more frightened I get. There's nothing wrong with solar in itself. It's the solar sales industry. And it's like, I think the video was when I was in Lowe's. I forgot what I was buying in Lowe's, but the little solar salesman comes up to me and, he starts spouting out that bibble babble BS. And as soon as he left, I made a little video about it. It got posted to Instagram and TikTok and everything. But they keep spouting the same thing. It raises the value of your house. But solar does raise the value of your house if you bought it. And I mean bought it like with a check, paid with a credit card. It raises the value of your house 4.1%. They're citing a study that was done by Zillow. But the Zillow study was very specific. All those other forms of solar, PPAs, leases, loans, none of them raise the value of your house. As a matter of fact, it detracts from the value of your house. Just go in there and you go like, oh, it has solar. Wow, I was thinking about getting solar. Oh, I'll buy a house with solar. Cool. Then you go in there and it's like, oh, it's a lease. Well, what are the lease payments? Oh, the lease payments are $250 a month, but you have no bills. But the bills would have been $250 a month any damn way. But they sit there, they talk about how you have no bills anymore, but they could tell you that they're charging you $250 a month. I'm telling you, the solar industry, they have concocted to hire the best salespeople in America, and these guys can sell ice cubes. And I'll talk about that in a second. Ice cubes to Eskimos, because I don't like my ice cubes. I have one of those like really, really nice ice cube makers that makes little nugget ice, like you get at Sonic and whatever. Thing broke. I can't stand regular ice cubes anymore. I got spoiled. Things caught on my lips and everything, having a regular ice cube in there. So, yeah, it's stuff like that. And I just see it all day long. And with all these idiotic lawsuits going on, it's just really going to destroy it. Like, and one thing, Orlando talks about how, and debate me on this, that, people are just going to start showing houses and, you can buy a house and, you may have to pay for it out of your pocket, but it's going to be like $1,500. That's possibly going to happen. I said that, but people didn't get the people who were leaving comments didn't get the point where when you make that little money on something, remember, 20% of the people you put in your car are going to buy. The money that realtors made when they make a big pile of money, that was for the effort of 5 people. You think they're going to put those people in their cars, figuratively? Realtors actually will not put you in their car anymore, because everyone likes to sue if something happens. And you actually supposed to have special insurance. You know, a lot of people don't get it. They don't want to pay the extra for it, so they don't put you in their car. By the way, I actually have the insurance, and I put people in my. I had this one guy, and it was like, I've gone to 3 realtors, and I don't want to drive around looking at houses. You're the only one who would put me in a car. And I tried to explain this stuff to them. They don't. They have to have special insurance. Now, somebody's going to say, well, they should get the special insurance. 99% of people will drive their own car. Why would I get special insurance? I just happen to have it because I was lied to. They said that it wasn't going to cost any more. You actually have to register your car as a commercial vehicle and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And your insurance goes up. But yeah, it's a joke. Everything's a joke. Because I mean, it's the agencies, I mean the brokerages, they tell you that this will not raise your rates. It will. That's why nobody has it, but they're supposed to. You're actually supposed to have it as a realtor, but nobody does, or very few people do. Okay, so let's see what we're going to talk about next. I don't know. I kind of want to get to the debates, even though they're probably all both lying right now. Anyway, my latest projects, if anyone's interested. Finally got some good coins. You got to actually go out there and get good metal. The ones I purchased before, let me see, I don't have that one. They were just crap. And I got a mouse problem, I think. We don't know. Wife comes running upstairs a couple of nights ago. She's just like banging on the door. She disappeared. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I run down like it's emergency. Maybe somebody was breaking in or something. She goes, a mouse. We have a mouse. I'm like, what? So she was in the kitchen. A mouse jumped through, according to her, the doggy door and like scurried under the love seat. So I look under the love seat. You know, first of all, I got to go find a flashlight. I got plenty of them. Don't know where they're at. Look under there. I'm like, this mouse lives here. There was a pile of dog food under the love seat. So the mouse has probably been like going into the dog food dish, grabbing some and storing it up. So, well, I don't know if it's a mouse because I think we have like shrews or something here too. I'd have to see. Anyway, just got these humane mouse traps. You know, you put some peanut butter here. They go in here, grab the peanut butter, it traps them, and then I have to figure out what to do with them if it gets caught. Because, yeah, if I let him go, he knows where to come back to. Do I drive him to the desert? Like you put a dog out in the good old days, just drive him to the middle of the desert? I never did that. Even though it's a humane mouse trap, it's got the holes in it and everything. Do I just drown his butt? I want comments. I want people to comment to say, let him go in the desert so he won't find his way home. I mean, he shouldn't be able, if I go a few blocks away or something, shouldn't find his way home. We already bought a new doggy door because what it is there was like the dog when he was a puppy would chew on the doggy door. So there's a little area at the bottom that has a little thing. That's why the mouse was able to jump through it or whatever it was. So the new doggy door arrived a couple of hours ago. I'm going to put it on. I told my wife not to even worry about it until we catch it because what happens if he's in the house? So I don't know if he just jumps in and gets stuff because he's probably been jumping in all the time. We just didn't know. She just happened to be there, but whatever. So I just like, it doesn't even make sense to put it up because if he's stuck in here and he jumps in and out of the house in that little hole in the doggy door, he could get stuck in here. So I'm hoping he doesn't get stuck in the house. Okay, so we don't have anybody asking any questions. I guess everybody's off are thinking about the debate, thinking about whatever lies both of them are telling, if you should haven't been able to tell, I don't trust either one of them. It's because people make so much stuff up. If it's your candidate, they're somehow magically good, and the other guy is magically bad. And what about whatever the truth is? That's why, I have to start tempering. It's like, do I just start putting out content that just sells instead of telling people what the truth is? And I am getting tired of going like, you know, I just really want to do that. But anyway, getting into some local news. I'll just end this in a sec. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, we got this new rail line coming to Las Vegas, and they're going to build their headquarters in North Las Vegas. So that is probably going to bring a lot of new jobs, which is going to drive things up even more because we're going to have all these new jobs. A lot of stuff is going that direction. So North Las Vegas may be a good little place to start thinking about. We've already talked about the mortgages. 6 economists weigh in on when home prices are about to go down. So the bottom line of this one is they went, it's probably going to be unlikely. We are still 4.5 million homes short. So the same thing that drove remember when everything was going up $10,000 a month, the same thing that drove that, those factors are still there. The only way to get out of this is to build out of it. So we got to build more new homes. And every time somebody goes like, I don't want to buy a house right now, which is actually good, but are you creating pent up demand? Right now, they're saying if interest rates drop below 6%, there's enough pent up demand where everybody's just going to go in there and just suck everything up. Hold on here. You two twin brothers trap rise. Well, I still don't know what to do with them, Rhonda. It's one of those, I don't want to go kill the rat, but I don't want him to come back. I don't even know if it's a rat, a mouse, or I don't. It could be a gerbil that somebody let go or something. And he's just jumping through the hole. So I never really took a thought of an animal jumping in. My only fear that I always had, my only fear is that a cat would jump through. And my fear of the cat is that I know my wife likes cats. And she would just sit there going like, oh, we have to keep the cat. First of all, I'm allergic to fur. The dog we have now is a doodle dog. And, once I learned, well, actually took me a minute to do it. It's like, oh, these are hypoallergenic. I can have a dog finally. You don't understand what it was like. I'd be driving along, see a dog in somebody's car, man. I'm like, oh, I want a dog. So now I can have a dog, but a cat would be hyperallergenic. As a matter of fact, the first words out of my wife's mouth about this damn mouse, we need to go get a cat. And that's why I feared a cat jumping through, because I knew that's what she wanted. She just turned it into something. No, we don't need a cat. The mouse was jumping. I mean, you don't hear about people having mice here and stuff. Hear about them having scorpions, but no mice. So it was just a fluke because the dog chewed the little corner of the door down. Yeah, it's about the inventory. Hold on, I should be sharing this. Yeah, it's about the inventory. There's not going to be a price drop. That's just fantasy of people who missed out on the market, and they're going like, I want a house, so I just know it's got to drop by 30% so I can afford one. Back when money was free, and I do mean free, 2.25% is free. Free. You understand? That was the era to buy a house because you bought a median price house at the top of the market, which is only $7,000 away of the absolute top of the market. We're only 7,000 away from that. I actually thought we would have hit it because earlier this year prices were going up so damn much. Those people who bought those houses, their payments are so low. So low. Got a question. Rochelle, I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I actually thought they were going to come down before the election. Because I thought, like, how politics are. People want to look good and they want to not do that. But it's not controlled by, believe it or not, it's not supposed to be controlled by the politicians. The Fed, there's nothing federal about the Fed other than this name, the Federal Reserve Bank. The Federal Reserve Bank was set up as a private bank. The government, believe it or not, has nothing to do with it, but they get to control our monetary policy. And one of the things that they do is that it's in their mandate is they're supposed to keep inflation under a certain amount. And the reason that rates have been high is because those amounts have not been met. As soon as those amounts go up or go down for inflation, or unemployment goes up, which it is not, I think they're trying to get to the natural rate of unemployment. That's an economic term. I want to make sure you can actually look it up. Natural rate of unemployment. We have been below the natural rate of unemployment for a very long time. Yeah. We should be back down to, in all honesty, we were supposed to have 3 to 6 rate cuts this year, which would have just really took things off. And I do have one question, if you can answer for me, Rochelle. I did send you back that email, the one I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, because you asked that question, I had to do all that research. I'm going to have to make a video on it, of course. What it is Rochelle there asked me a question about home warranties. So I gathered information, talked to folks, and tried to figure out the best, because there's a lot of bad information on home warranties out there. And there's a lot of bad companies, really bad companies. Oh, a cheap house to me? Hold on, I'm just going to do it real quick. Are you talking about price wise or payment wise? And are you talking about the differences between a condo, townhome, or single family? Price wise, single family, and it's never going to drop to this point again. I would say when prices were around 350 was a good time, because interest rates were about 3. Let me bring this up. Somebody asked me a good question. Hold on here. So, yes, single family. Okay, so let me look here. So let's go in here and let's say 350. So when prices were around 350, and we're going to use a standard, we're just going to assume they're going to end up paying mortgage insurance, and it was 3%. Property tax on a place like that would have been about 1,200. That's a good PMI. About 700 to 800 for insurance. Conventional. That is a payment most people could afford back then. I mean, that by the same token, when the house, you take that same 350 house, that is not a 350 house right now. That is a 5 to 550 house. So, and you look same down payment, and you look 7% right now. Everything else being the same. Look at this, 1700 to 3860. This is another thing I have against these folks, like Mr. Orlando. They talked a whole bunch of people out of buying homes with interest rates with 3%, 2.75, 2.25 to grow their channels. And a lot of people sat around believing that prices were going to crash 30%, which they didn't. They did go down 10%, which is a normal correction. And then they came back. We're almost at record highs again, almost. And we were at record highs on the condos and townhomes, but this month has been interesting. I can't wait to see what the review journal says. So, Rhonda, hold on here. Yeah, single family home. That's my opinion. 350 was a good price. When we were there, it was solid. It wasn't like at the bottom of the market. We had good interest rates. The payments were affordable. I mean, I can remember putting people in, disabled veterans who were 100% at the bottom of the interest market. And before they like really took off, I put people in like $450,000 homes that were just beautiful homes. And they were like 100% disabled veterans, and they didn't work. And that's all they had was their veterans income. Okay, I will try to, well, not try, I will send that again. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can do this while I'm on the line with you so you can see it pop up. Hold up. Let's bring this down for just a second. Oh, I can't see this, so let's see here. See, you know you're supposed to, when I could have a senior moment or something. Okay, there it is. I sent it back on the 14th. I'm going to send it again. There we go. I just sent it to you again, Rochelle. I'll stay online until you see if you've seen it or not. Check your spam. You know, something could have gone into spam. They're not wrong. Here's the thing. They're doing it on purpose. One of these guys, I'm not going to mention names. I probably should, since I'm mentioning Orlando there. And I don't want to go up against the brother because it was just that video that he put out. It was like, no, I got to address this. One of the top ones, he's grown to like 250,000 subscribers. From when I first saw him, he had like 40,000. And he's done that over the last couple of years. I know somebody who knows him. And he's actually a licensed real estate agent. The guy I'm talking about. Man, I wish I could. Hold on, I could probably find it because it's right here. Because my YouTube coach is like gave me all these people I should be like emulating, and he was one of them. But the guy's like, I don't know what he's up to. I can't get the game. It's like he was hinting, like he knows he's telling wrong stuff, and he's trying to figure out what he's doing. Is he trying to make the money from the YouTube? But it's like it doesn't add up because I know how much money you make from YouTube, and if he's getting 50, 60, 100,000 video views on a video, it doesn't add up. He was just trying to like figure it out. It's like I don't know what his game is and why he's doing this. So I don't know either. But some of these guys, like I said, my thought on Orlando is he's trying to list build. How many of you get 300 emails a day? Well, I've actually not been involved, but you'll have stuff. It's like they'll teach you like, oh, go out and what you do is you email swap with people, blah blah blah, and that's how you get so many emails. Some of them they buy them, and some of them they're swapping. And I really don't know what the game is because some of these guys, the stuff they're saying, it's like the white guy with the white hair. against the white wall, and he's like bobbing his head like this and stuff. And it's like, your market is so strong. I mean, I'm looking at it, it's like, why are you telling people the price is falling tomorrow? But you've said this for 3 straight years. Yeah, when it fell, you was like, oh wow, it finally fell. Then when it comes back, oh, but the interest rates are 7%, 8%. So if someone has to buy a house, now they're paying thousands of dollars more per month. Well, maybe 1,000, 1,500. But you know what I'm talking about. And I don't want to do that, because when the market was going down, look at what I was saying about sellers. It's like, y'all better go make a deal. Y'all better go make a deal, because I saw these people. It's like, I saw this one house in this neighborhood, and it's like, we got to be ahead of everybody. And they listened. When they finally did sell, I ain't gonna lie, it took a minute, because you saw stuff was sitting out there. Guess what? I'll try to find. Hold on, I'll get to your question. Hold on, let me pull this off. We ended up selling for more than anyone else. Another one. It's all the same time. Everything's going down. He listened to everything I said. We sold more than every other house. You have to stay where the market is. Another one wouldn't listen to me. They just, let's try it another week. Let's try another. We still sold for more than everyone else. They still would have gotten more money if they had listened and moved when time was. You got to stick and move with this stuff. It's buying or selling. It's not what you feel. You got too many. If you look at, hold on, I'm gonna do this for a sec. Hold up here. Let's just go and look at like the numbers, right? We usually do this. So let's go back over 7 days. That's a good period. 927 new listings on the market, 224 back on the market. So these are people who, it's usually expireds, or not expireds, what I'm talking about. They're usually, like an inspection or something like that. Which, speaking of inspection, I just closed on a house today, and we were under contract on a different house. It fell out for inspection because the seller said they weren't going to do X, Y, and Z, even though they were making $400,000 on the house. It's still on the market. These are F around and find out kind of numbers. Don't do that stuff. But anyway, a lot of these are back on the market because of financing or inspections. And like I was telling my buyer today, guess what? I guarantee you, even though we turned in this inspection, they know what's wrong. They are not disclosing it to the next buyer if they put in an offer. And so you see these houses just sitting around here because people are doing that. But look at this. This is what I'm talking about. 767. This is an airplane, 767 reduced their prices. Do you know why they reduced their prices? It's because they came in and one of two things happened. I need this amount of money, or I want this amount. That's not how the market works. Remember that commercial? I unfriend you. And the old lady goes, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. You get the same people. I'm not going to pay the same price everybody else pays. I expect to get it for 80% off, but you want a house that everybody wants. That's not how it works. That's not how any of it works. The price decreases because they did that, and that's one. And the second issue is you get these people, they interview 3 realtors and they go with the one who gives them the highest price because they're saying, I have a special program that can sell your house. You know what the special program is? I'm about to tell you the special program. They're going to take an overpriced listing, and a month later, they're going to come to you and they're going to go, well, the market didn't respond to your price. We need to reduce it. That's the special program. Any of you ever bought a house? Can you tell me the special program, or did you look on the internet, look at how good the pictures were, look at the price, and then say, I want to go see it? Okay. let's go on to the rest. So let's see here. 2002 Stonegate, 6,000 square feet. Yeah, probably was in 2002 if it was here in Vegas. And by 2008, it was worth probably 800,000, 900. And then it dropped. It was probably worth probably 6,000 square feet. Wait a minute, you said Stonegate. You must not be in Vegas. But yeah, when I was talking 300 single family, I'm talking a regular house, not 6,000 square feet. But you know what? In Mississippi, you can probably still get that right now. But we ain't in Mississippi. Okay, you got it? Good. Let me look in here. Look. Hold on. I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you. So where is my coaching? Man, I have not responded to old boy in a minute. When he told me that, I think I stopped responding. Let me see if I can find him. Gabe. There we go. It's I don't want to do his voice here because the coaching company may get mad. It's Michael Bornasso. Hold on, let me see if I can find him on here. Unfortunately, the app for the coaching only works on a phone. Let's see here. Let's go to YouTube again because I closed it. I'll let you see this. You'll see I look at a lot of. Oh, there we go. All I had to do is type in 3 letters. Michael Bordonardo. So let's go take a look real quick. Yep, almost 250,000 subscribers, 227. Let's go some videos. Look at this. Condo market is crashing. Inside the retail apocalypse. New contract was changed real estate forever, which is actually the only one I see so far that is completely true. We have to do, oops, let me take that off. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. We have to do these contracts. Starting August 17th, every realtor in the country must do the contracts. And to be honest, I think it's going to be a good thing because you're going to stop all these people who are playing people against each other. All that BS is going to end. It's going to be done. Here, you need to sign a contract. I had a person right when our company required it because we're trying to get ahead of everything. And it's like, it's nothing I can do. It's like, I'm not going to sign that. Okay, I can't show you any houses. You'll be looking at you like, they actually said they will not pay me unless I do this. And I'm not showing you houses for free, bro. So, yeah. Let's see. He seems to be going after more than housing now because you look at this. I mean, people are, well, that was true. Can't lie about that. It's expensive. Let's see. Mortgage delinquency spiking. I don't know. I have to actually look at that one. I don't know if he's lying about that. Car repo crisis is getting worse. I actually hear that's true. But how do I know that's not me wishing? Because I drive an 18-year-old vehicle. 18. And right when the crisis started, the COVID started, I was in the market. I was going to buy a new one. I've actually been in the market to buy a new damn car for a decade. But every time I'd go drive a new car, it's like, it's not driving any better than what I got. Why am I giving you money? But right, like that December of COVID, before prices went crazy for cars, I was like, and I just started like looking. It's like, well, if I drive it off the lot, I'm gonna lose all this. well, maybe I'll get a 2 or 3 year old. And I was sitting there just researching. I was going to buy a car. And then, well, I'm sorry, a truck or SUV. Uh, and then I was like, well, what are the tax implications of this? And I just kept going and going. And then we all know what happened with the car market. And so, yeah, I, even though prices are probably where they want to be honest, right now, the one vehicle I'm looking at is the not Kia. It's still the Kia Telluride is the same vehicle, the Hyundai Palisades, and I would really love that vehicle because the reliability is just phenomenal, phenomenal. On top of the reliability, um, just go to YouTube and start searching for people doing car reviews and look that thing up. There are people that's like, I can't find anything wrong with this car. In those cases, you're like, you can't find anything wrong. I want that car. But unfortunately, it's kind of like housing. The one I want is the one everyone else wants. So even used, they too expensive. So, so I can't exactly have what I want. Oh, thank you, thank you. It was a good closing. I had, like I said, last week I had a closing. This week was a closing. I was supposed to have a closing, two closings today. The other one, uh, now I don't want to get into the person's business. We may be able to do something next couple of weeks. Just long and short, you see me doing a lot of these videos about new homes lately and going into them. And the person, for their personal reasons, needed to use their own lender. But they weren't really worried about the buy down or the the closing costs or anything. But see, here's the thing: it didn't appraise, so that's why we couldn't close today. It actually appraised, but the underwriter was like, I don't like these numbers. So the probably put a video. I actually had got this information after talking to lenders. Like I almost need to put a video out. So maybe this will be a mini video. What's going on is happening nationwide. And when you go to a regular lender, there's a good chance the house isn't going to appraise, but you use their lender, it magically appraises and no one questions it. You hearing me? I remember one couple of years back. I am so tired of these spammers. Uh, the house didn't appraise. I mean, it appraised really low, and it was a model home, all the upgrades and bells and whistles and all that stuff. And I was like, we need to just talk to, I mean, like try to talk to the lender to see if we can get the price lowered. He was like looking out a window and stuff, and he was like, yeah, well, you should have used our lender. That kind of tells you. Let's see. Okay, you're an OG here. Okay. So the house may have, let's see. Huh. Southeast Powell. Okay. Okay, you watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the funniest thing is, truth actually doesn't seem to work these days. Uh, that's why you see me doing more. You'll be seeing me doing more of them. This is the time for me to like lay back, get my Virgin Bloody Mary, extra spicy. I like it spicy, and talk to you guys and answer questions. But to be honest, I was talking to somebody today. It was about it. It was like, on YouTube, you can't answer anybody's questions. That sounds right, kind of strange, right? But think about it. If you answer someone's questions, they don't need you. You're in real estate. Your job is to try to sell houses. help people buy, help people sell. If you well, on the sell side, I guess they would still need you. But like you show these new home communities, if you show where they're at, people will get in their cars and go there. I know it's a major YouTuber here in town. This person says, and they get all their business from YouTube. They said they will never show where a new home community is. So people have to contact them to get the information. Nope, you're not going to find out where it's at. You got to call me so I can talk to you. And to be honest, people who are showing the stuff and saying that the name of it, how much does it take to go to Google and type in, or Google Maps even, type in the name they just put down there and see exactly where it is? You now know everything about it and you just drive there. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, cars can be junk. My biggest thing is we didn't just put a bunch of money into both cars, even though they're so old. And at this point now, I feel I have to keep it for a couple of years just to get the money back. So, to be honest, I may keep it for the next 4 years. So my plan at this point, if anyone cares, is I'm going to keep them running for the next 4 years. And when I can touch my retirement funds without paying any penalties and anything, my plan is because I ran the numbers and the numbers don't make sense to sit there and try to like take the money out of your retirement funds. When I ran the numbers, if I pay off my house, buy 2 brand new cars, or maybe I'll be smart and buy 2 2-year-old cars. I don't know. We'll see. And like do whatever updates I need to my house. I still have plenty of money left over. But the money, if you do the 4% thing that you're supposed to do now, okay, great. It's X amount. But guess what? Mortgage and car loans are more than that. So I could literally do that and just keep the money and let it grow again. Except for I want to use it all before I die. I don't want to leave crap around. And unfortunately for me, or fortunately for me, because I'm a military retiree, it's just going to keep coming in. So as long as the government doesn't go bankrupt, and if the government goes bankrupt, you got a lot more to worry about. Anybody got any questions? Besides you, Rochelle, and you, Rhonda. I'm sorry, not besides. Y'all guys got any more questions? I did not finish this. I hate this ice. I don't want to, those nugget ice machines. I don't know if you ever looked at them. They are not cheap. This is the GE. I think it was like $500-600 for an ice machine, but it was so worth it. I can't go back to ice again. I'm going to give it a second here because I know there's a time delay in everything. I want to make sure your questions get answered. Well, for the first time in a while, I have not had anyone on Instagram. So I guess they're all watching the debate. Yes, thank you, Rochelle. To be honest, it was just a whim. It was like I had some extra money from commission dollars sitting around. It's like, I'm going to go ahead and do this, splurge on this machine, and then and also splurged on a espresso machine, a real nice high-end one of them. That's another story. But anyway, like I said, those watching the replay, comment below. What should I do with the mouse if I catch him? For all I know, he's outside, and she'll probably go nuts and go change the door when she gets home tonight. She'll probably be home about 20 minutes. We'll see. Okay. I enjoyed you guys tonight. This actually keeps me going. Like I said, the format for next month may or may not change. I don't know yet, because they say now you should do some of your live streams in the vertical format, you know, because people watch things like this. And if you do it that way, it actually appears better. Like for, you know, when I'm looking over here on my Instagram, because I can't like do it through here completely. I got to run something, but it's the wide format. And plus, it shows up in shorts and reels and all these other places. Or no, not reels. Shows up here, shows up. I don't know if I've hit the number I need for. So any of you who are going, go find my TikTok. It's Nuke Knows Vegas. Subscribe so I can get 1,000 subscribers so I can live stream there too, and everything will be real cool. So anyway, I'm out of here. I haven't had dinner. Actually, hadn't had many meals today. I don't know why. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys next week. But it may be in vertical format. So forgive me for that. Got to see how it works. But you did get to see how it worked when I had to do it, when I did my 30 days of live streaming. And when I did it from that conference and I had to do my live streams like that. Anyway, I'm going to see you guys. Bye.